welcome back to the vlog. We're going to do something a little bit different this week for our Wednesday weigh-in video. I'm still going to, at the end of this, put in our food accountability pictures and stuff like that. But here is our weigh-ins right here. So my starting weight on December 4th, 2019 was 272.2 on my scale. On my doctor's scale, it's like 5 pounds off or so, a little bit more than that. And Michael started his diet on March 15th, and he started at 250. My current weight is 229.4 as of today. It's April 7th, and Michael's is 233.4. And my goal weight is to be between 160 and 170 range, and Michael's is around 200. So he's got about 50 pounds to lose. I have 112 pounds to lose, roughly 110 pounds. So I did want to start off really quick with explaining the whoosh effect in weight loss. I don't know, a lot of people understand when the scale doesn't budge or when it goes up a pound or two and you've been eating the same foods over and over and over and you're sticking to your diet, you're sticking to your exercise, you don't know what's going on. A lot of the times you just have to wait it out. It's best to measure your inches at that time to see what's going on with your inches. And with me, last week, the whole week, my scale was just, it stayed roughly the same. I only lost about 0.4 pounds last week, and it was like I didn't understand what was going on. But this week, I just basically had a whoosh effect, and every day it was like, you've lost 0.6, 0.6, 0.6, 0.4, 0.2, you know, like it just kept going on like that. So I was like, okay, so that was the whoosh effect that I had this week. A lot of people get that initially with water weight when they first start their diet, but every now and then during your dieting, this is why I keep track in our calendar. I can track all my whoosh effects. I had one, let's see, I initially dropped in December when I began, and then I was like a pound loss, and then I hit 2.6, 2.72, and then a pound, 2, a pound, and then I did the detox, a pound, half a pound, and then the 2 again. So you can see the whooshes here and there during the diet. I've also, every 10 pounds or so, I need to recalculate my macros, recalculate my percentages and stuff to make sure that I am on the right diet for my current weight, because I don't want to be on the diet for the previous weight or I'm not going to lose any weight. So the whoosh effect basically is this little picture over here in the corner. It's fat loss and weight loss. So basically your fat cells are filled with triglycerides or fat. And say you are at 185 that day and you're on the scale and you're just like, okay, I'm 185, and you're eating well, and for like 2 or 3 days it's still at 185. And so when you diet, you're going to lose that stored fat in the cells. It's going to be used as energy because you're not consuming all the energy that you used to be doing, which is like the carbs and stuff like that. You've decreased that, so your body is going to burn the fat to use for energy. When the fat gets burned and used out, it gets refilled with water, which maintains the size of the cells in your body. Sometimes it will expand the cells, and that's where you will see the extra weight, maybe a 2 pounds, 3 pounds gain at that time, and then all of a sudden you drop those 7 pounds or whatever. And that's when the cells release the water and they shrink back down to what they're supposed to be. So that's called the whoosh effect, where the fat is released, the water is put back in, and then the water is released. So I just had a whoosh effect this week. I thought it was pretty awesome just to kind of watch the scale do its own thing. I was, however, measuring while I was having pretty much a stall last week, despite eating perfectly the way I've been doing. I didn't reach my 1 pound loss that I usually do, which is an average for me, which is what triggered me going, okay, something's a little off. I didn't come anywhere near a pound. So on the 30th and on the 5th, I measured myself and I am down a lot of inches. So my calf went down half an inch, my thigh went down half an inch, my arm went down half an inch, my bust went down half an inch, my waist went down, looks like half an inch, my hips went down an inch, and my belly went down an inch and a half. And in those two measurements. So overall, I have lost 1.5 inches in my calf, a little over 4.5 inches in my thigh, 2 inches in my arm, my bust 5.5 inches, my waist 3.5, my hips 3.5, and my belly 8.5 inches overall, since the end of December that I started measuring when I got stalled at that point too. Michael, I did not do his measurements yesterday to start off his week 3. You're on week 3, right? Yes, I did.
Yes.
I did your measurements. So Michael is on no, you're on week 4. Week 3, week 4.
No, week 4. I'm sorry.
You are on week 4. I did not do your measurements for week 4. So his week 3 measurements was done on the 30th of March. And overall, he so far is down almost an inch on his arm, his upper arm, inch 0.25 on his chest, almost an inch on his waist, an inch and a half on his belly, an inch on his thigh, 0.25 inch on his hip, which isn't much, and his calf is also 0.25. And his weight, week 3, last week, he lost 3 pounds, which puts him at a 14.6 pound loss. And I lost last week 2.6, which puts me at a 42.8 pound loss overall. So he lost 3 pounds, I lost 2.6 pounds last week. We're both doing incredibly awesome. So I've described all that to you guys, and I've given you your update now. I wanted to do something kind of fun, something a little different, which is a weight loss tag. So Michael has agreed to answer a couple questions with me on our weight, basically. And if you guys want the questions for the tag, I'm going to put them in the description below so you guys can do a tag video as well. I'm not going to directly tag anybody, even though I have a lot of small YouTube channels that do weight loss. I have a lot of big YouTube channels that do weight loss. So I don't want to tag anybody specifically, but if you want to do it, I guess tag me back so that I know, or just let me know that you've done the tag so I can watch the video, make sure that I can watch it and everything like that. Okay, so question 1. What was your highest weight? I'm assuming ever, like overall.
I would have to find the number again, but that's gonna be probably when you wanted to get me in your comparison weights. I think I was higher than 250 at the time.
You don't think you've ever been higher than 250?
Not that I'm aware of.
I've seen some pictures of you where you looked a little bit higher than that.
Well, I also don't step on the scales that often. Well, now I do, but so again, I'm trying to find it, but
So, okay.
It's way back there.
His highest, as far as being on a scale, would probably be roughly like 254, 255 range. Prior to that, though, before we started dating, I know I've seen a picture where he looked a little bit heavier. So, but I don't think he was on a scale at that time. My highest weight, according to the doctor's scale, was 279.6. On my scale, a day later, it was 272.2. So that was my highest weight I had ever been at. So, question number 2, what diets have you done in the past?
Um, this one, and
So I put you on, what did I put you on? Low carb, moderate fat, or the keto?
I'm basically on keto at this point.
Okay, you need to make sure you adjust your macros. um,
Because I mean, well, I'm eating what you're eating, so
you've been on other diets though. You've been on the army diet.
I I don't really count that as a diet, more as a forced. This is what you eat. I mean, I guess that's a diet. I guess.
You have to, if you have to lose weight as the motivation or the end result, then that's a diet. All right, so he was in the army, and they made him lose weight before what, enlisting it completely or just being shipped off.
Before going to MEPS and signing official paperwork.
Yeah, so they made him lose weight. And what did you have to do for that diet?
Um, oh, before I was in the army. Sorry, I forget. That one he had me on basically. It was instead of 3 meals a day, it was 6 small meals to increase metabolism. The meals were mostly stuff like like a cup of cooked rice and a chicken breast or a piece of fish. So it was high protein, high carb. That way, when you work out, your body has stuff to burn. Um, and in between meals, like your regular 3 meals, you would have like a snack bar or something just to keep your metabolism going. But at no point do you eat something big that would slow it down. And that's what he had me on.
And had you ever tried to lose weight beforehand, like during your school years
No,
or anything?
I was never concerned with it.
So when you were dieting, how much did you exercise? Like per day? How much did you do weight training? Did you do running?
It was daily, and it was my parents hired a personal trainer for me,
Okay.
so it was
So your activity level was really
yeah.
high.
Every day after school, I would go to the gym with him. Um, all kinds of exercises, cardio, um, lunges, everything.
So by comparison, you don't lead such a high active
Correct.
routine right now. So if you tried to do that diet now, you would probably gain weight with all the carbs.
Right. Actually, yeah, I would. Um, because the carbs help you have energy for the workout.
And you're not burning off the carbs. So
Right.
I mean, when you're not working, even when you're working, you're just walking around. I mean, yeah, you're lifting some stuff and digging holes every now and then, but it's not extensive, hours on end kind of stuff. Okay,
I'm still
so
trying to find
he's
the
still looking
picture
up.
for this number.
What diets I have done? I went vegetarian for a while, so I was eating like tofu and veggies, and I was swapping out meals, and I was basically starving myself at that point because I did very, very small portions. I was measuring out like everything to a T, and I became quite obsessive. And at that point, I lost 40 pounds, but I gained it all back like real quick because that's not a lifestyle change. That literally was dropping the weight in an unhealthy way. I've done I've done shakes. I've done meal replacements basically. I've done pills. I've tried to do pills like the caffeine pills, the green tea pills, the diet weight loss pills, the weight management pills, you name it. I've tried it. Um I can't do any exercising really, but when I was doing the vegetarian uh, meal plan, I don't even think it was really a meal. It was basically I was starving myself. I was just refusing to eat certain foods, and I would eat like small snacks during the day instead. But I was walking like 30 minutes at least 4 times a week at that time because my mom had a treadmill, and I would just get on the treadmill while she was at work. So I was burning off more energy than I had, and it kind of made me sickly. But I lost the 40 pounds within a very short period of time. Um, number 3. Why did you lose weight? Well, I guess that's a past tense. Why are you losing weight would be the best way to phrase that question. Why are you losing weight?
It's a good question.
So you're just
Um,
dieting for no reason?
because I wanted to. I don't know. I don't have like some underlying motivation. I guess I don't know.
Most people that do diets don't do it just because. They do it because they feel unhealthy or because they don't fit in clothes or they have a body image issue or they
I mean,
can't
I
be as
guess
active as they want to be or
I guess it might be a body image issue, but I mean, even when I was at 200 pounds in the army, I still had issues. So I don't know.
I mean if you really worked at it I could see you probably 180, but you'd have to keep it up though. My hair is everywhere.
Everywhere,
Like
always.
everywhere. Like I am my hair is literally like a fallout shelter right now. It's just like everywhere. Um why am I losing weight? I am losing weight because of a lot of reasons. One, I have a lot of physical ailments, especially in my back, and it is incredibly painful to have the extra weight on me. Two, I didn't fit any of my clothes, and I wasn't about to go out and buy more clothes when I have like 2 huge storage tubs in the shed. I have a basket of clothes that I'm not using in my closet, like one of the tall baskets, and I have a hamper of clothes that I've been using for a good maybe 2 years or longer right now, and that's it. And I wasn't about to go out and buy more clothes when I had plenty of clothes that I could fit into if I just lost the weight. Um, I had I have I've always had body image issues. When I was younger, I was incredibly skinny, and that was by no fault of my own. I was just, I guess, genetically really, really skinny. And so Zane, he's really tiny. And then I hit, puberty and had kids, and I just gained weight. And then the car accident in 2016, and it was just a downhill spiral of just gaining a lot of weight. So I didn't think I looked good at any point in time when I was super skinny or regular weight or overweight or obese or morbidly obese. Like, I didn't think I looked good at any point in time during any of that. So I just don't want. I think the worst I ever looked was the morbidly obese level. Like, I looked like a blob, and I still, like, I can see myself in my image now recording this, and I still feel like I look like a blob, and like somebody just blew up a balloon in my cheeks, kind of thing. Like I don't like the way I look. I avoid the mirror. I would like to have a thinner face, and walk past the mirror and be like, okay, well, I'm not massive. Um, would be a great initial thought, especially in the morning.
I don't know how to like specifically look up stuff I was tagged in by a certain person.
I don't know. Number 4. What is your goal? Wow, this is poorly written. Goal size or weight? Do you have a goal size as far as like pant size or anything like that, or your goal weight
No.
is 200 so far? If you
I
get any
and
lower than that, that's just more dedication.
and I think when I get to 200, I'm gonna kind of evaluate how I feel, and I'll go from there.
Yeah.
I might go under 200, but for now, I'm going for two.
And my goal weight is between 160 and 170, and hopefully my goal size. I used to fit into size 12 to 14 clothes, so that would be nice to fit to 12 to 14s again, since that's all I've got in the shed that I would like to be able to wear. Number 5, what is your favorite food? It doesn't say diet food, it just says your favorite food.
Pizza.
Pizza. Yeah, pizza is a difficult one to
Or
avoid.
well, I don't know if it's my absolute favorite. I just know right now I really want pizza.
And I can't really make pizza right now because it's a serious, it's time consuming to make keto
It is
pizza.
so time consuming.
The fathead dough, you've got to heat it up, and then you got to put it in the oven like 3 different times, and the toppings. And I don't have any of that stuff anyway in the fridge. I'd have to go to the store, and we're under the global pandemic stay-at-home stuff, so it's just frustrating. um, which I could actually add into this questionnaire, which would be a good idea. I'm going to add into this questionnaire. I'm going to put it at the bottom as situational. What challenges do you face dieting during a stay-at-home order?
Boredom. Boredom leads to a lot of wanting to snack.
Hmm.
But like because whenever I'm bored, I'll walk and I wind up obviously in the kitchen. The house is a hallway, and instead of grabbing food, I'll just grab a bottle of water instead, which is probably why we have so many half-empty bottles of water because I'm not really thirsty,
I've been
but
refilling
I'm
them.
forcing myself to grab something that's not food, or I'm just gonna keep eating stuff.
Yeah.
But no, staying home is like the hardest. It's the boredom.
I don't get bored, really. I think the hardest challenge I'm facing right now in dieting during the stay at home order is the fact that I can't go out to like the park, like the river walk and walk because people are overcrowding those areas now, and it's become a health hazard. I can't go to the store and stock up on supplies as I need. So meal planning is and prepping is something that I really have to learn how to focus on a little better. That's not something that I'm used to doing, and it's really stressful for me because, I mean, a meal prep day could take all day for me sometimes. And cooking and storing and figuring out recipes and everything like that, making sure I have all the ingredients. So I think those are the biggest challenges that I'm facing is I literally cannot go and do what I need to do for my diet. And I think one big challenge I'm facing right now is I'm noticing diet products like the price of almond flour in some stores went up like $7. Yeah,
Jesus,
they are
that's a lot.
ripping us off. Us people that are trying to diet and stick to our diets, people are like panic buying, all the veggies and, all the foods that we need in order to make majority of our meals, and it's incredibly difficult to do that, to go shopping and get what we need. All right, question 6. I'm going to go back to the questionnaire. How do you reward your accomplishments? Have you set your goals? You should probably set your goals. Your goal is 50 pounds, so your goals should be, let's see, you're almost at the 15-pound marker.
I
You could
no,
celebrate
I am.
15. Well, you are now.
Yeah, I am now. Not
But
since
yeah,
we did
you
the
were
weigh-in.
14.6 at the last weigh-in on Saturday. Um, so say at 15 or 20 pounds, you decide to celebrate, and then at 40 pounds, and then at the 50, what would you do to celebrate your accomplishments? What would you do to reward yourself?
It's something I would have to think of. Like I hadn't thought about that or considered that.
You know why? I think
Hmm.
because you're dieting just cuz.
Probably.
Like, if you had goals, if you had a reason, if you had motivation, if you had, rewards to look forward to, you would have a purpose, basically. And I think you haven't figured out any of that purpose.
No.
Whereas I've sat down with a vision board and my little pegs and my
I
goals and
I mean
rewards and
the
like I have a purpose. I'm gonna lose this 100 pounds. It's
the
going.
rewards thus far for me have been stepping on the scale and being like, cool, I'm down again.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't think of anything of when I hit this weight, I'm gonna go do this because that'd be cool. Like I don't. There's nothing that comes to mind when I think about that.
Okay. My first goal that I hit, I painted. I went out and painted ceramics, and then my second goal that I hit, I got new clothes, which I actually bought the month before because I was like, all right, I'm gonna fit into these, and I still haven't tried on those black pants that were still a little too snug.
Okay, finally, actually found it. It was 252.8.
252.8 was his highest.
Took forever for 2 more pounds than just saying 250.
Relevancy, Michael. Relevancy. Timing.
You asked a question, I had to find the answer.
So my second goal, I got new clothes, and my third goal, which is to be at 222, which would be 50-pound loss. I haven't set my goal yet, and now, unfortunately, I mean, I'm getting close to it, but unfortunately, with the stay-at-home order, I don't even know what I'm going to reward myself with right now. It's not like I can be like, oh, I'm going to try an awesome new recipe, and do that, or I can go out and do this,
You
or
could reward yourself with a book.
with a book. I don't want to sit and read.
Well, make it an audiobook. Have somebody read to you.
I don't want to read. So yeah, I don't know what my third goal is going to be, and it's coming up soon because I mean, I'm only 7 pounds away. I can lose that in 2-3 weeks. Um, but non-food rewards are the best. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna go out and eat at my favorite restaurant. No, because then you're just gonna mess up your diet. You're gonna mess up the mentality of the diet itself. Like, don't do that. Non-food rewards. And 7, the most rewarding. What is NSV? Oh, non-scale victory. I'm gonna spell this out for all the layman people like me. What is your most rewarding non-scale victory so far? Do you know what that means?
Yes.
Okay.
Like not focusing on weight, just like a side effect of it.
Yeah. Like something that.
I mean, the closest thing I have to that is one of my friends who hasn't seen me in a while because he was off for a week of work. I was off for the week after that. I mean, he was like, hey man, like I can tell you're losing weight.
Yeah, your face is thinner.
And so I mean, I guess that.
Like having somebody else notice. Yeah. They usually say by like week 3 people notice and start commenting. I think my most rewarding non-scale victory I've had so far since I've lost over 40 pounds is my ability to move around and breathe better. Like I couldn't even walk across to get the mail and come back in the room without huffing and puffing and covered in sweat.
I mean, if you want to get serious on it, when we went up to your mom's house for what was that, Thanksgiving or Christmas, if you go back to that video, you took like 5 steps from the car.
Yeah.
And were huffing.
And I was huffing and puffing. 5 steps.
Recently, you walked the entire boardwalk, and
that's over 1,000 feet. Yeah.
So I mean, that is a huge change.
Yeah. So that's probably my biggest. Like when I walked that boardwalk and I made that video, like that was my biggest non-scale victory at that time because that was a goal that I set that wasn't with weight or inches or any of that. It was just like, I'm gonna walk this thing by this month. It's gonna happen. So number 8, what will you do at your goal? I guess your goal weight. I'm gonna put weight at the end. Somebody should have spelled these out or written these out better. Oops.
It's a good question because my goal weight to me was almost kind of like an arbitrary number. Like I know I've been at 200 before, so I wanted to get back to that. And once I'm there, kind of evaluate: do I want to stay here? Do I want to go lower? So for me, it's kind of just a evaluation period
Do
when
you
I get to
have
my goal.
Do you have the weight tracker app?
I do.
What does yours say is your ideal weight for your height? Because it should say that at the beginning.
Um, I mean, it says healthy.
Yeah, 178.8 is your ideal weight that you should try to get to. Like I said, I could picture you at 180.
Yeah, I'm at 16.6 right now.
That's good. So it's still counting you. His current BMI is 32.6, which is obese. His is a little lower than mine, I think. Weight tracker. Yeah, mine's at 34.4. So we're both still obese. And to just be considered overweight, he has to be between 180 and 214. And to be at a healthy range, for his height, it is 132 to 178. So, based on that, if that's going to be an evaluation point, do you think you would want to be more of a healthy weight, or you still want to be considered overweight, or how would that affect you mentally? Like,
Well, I know, like, when it's saying healthy weight, I don't know what that would look like on me.
hmm,
Um, I don't want to be skinny. Like, I'm not trying to be skinny or a toothpick. I just want to be not as fat. I don't mind being the bigger guy. I've always been the bigger guy. So, I don't know if I'm going to shoot for a weight that would make me just look too skinny.
I think 180 would be a good weight for you.
Well, then let's
Like,
change.
like a big goal.
Let's just go ahead and change it
180.
from 200 to 180.
You can do that.
Because I'm not so set on 200. That's just the last familiar low weight I have reference for. I've been at 200 before, so
I maintained 140 to 150 after having kids, and then I
also
depression and eating, and I would range between 150 and 170 back and forth a lot, and
and actually thinking more on it and going back to a previous question, which was
I got them numbered
I don't even see it.
because it wasn't numbered.
It was like the why are you doing it? Why are you
why
losing weight?
did you, or I'm
So
gonna cross that, why
yeah.
are you losing weight?
So back to 3, I guess, thinking on it some more because it's not something I really thought about. But I do have a lot of issues with my face,
Hmm.
and she has a lot of issues with me always having long beard hair.
I don't like it.
But I'm basically hiding the fact that I do not have a jawline and I have 2 chins.
But you do. Turn your head sideways.
Well, I'm getting one.
Yeah.
But it's like my jaw's here, but then I got the fat skin and then the line here.
Which is why I've said in my previous
at-
videos, this I can't stand.
Right, and that's the same issue I'm having. And at
Can't stand it.
200, I have a defined jawline. The last time I was at 200, so I think that might also be why I chose that. See, I've always been like, I don't care what this looks like. I can put a jacket on that. You can't put a jacket over your face.
Well, you are right now.
Well, I am, but you don't like it. But
I don't like it.
I do not like the way I look clean shaven at all right now.
Okay. So that would be a non-scale victory, basically. Neck size would go. Maybe I should start measuring your neck size too, if you want to add that to your measurements.
I mean, if you want.
I can't measure this up here. There's no
Right,
way to
because
measure that. But
this
your
is
neck
what I have the
size is
issue
around
with.
here too, with your jaw itself. You can measure that. I can't measure
Actually.
this.
Or well, I guess unless you just throw the picture up, but they're not going to be able to see it.
Oh, I
But
can.
I do have a picture. Why am I typing in my name to go to my page? I can just go to my page.
Michael R. Smarts. Operate technology good. All right, I'm gonna go on
Yeah, go
to
ahead.
the next question, which is number 9. What diet plan are you on now? Diet or plan? And basically, we're both on keto, which is the 5% net carbs, and the
That
fat and the
was
protein.
at 200, or roughly 200 when I was in the army. Like I have a well-defined jawline. It's under profile pictures.
All right, well, let me look up this photo to show you guys. This is Michael's ideal, what he wants to look like back in the 200, lower 200 range. A little bit faster, and there we go. Okay, so that's Michael. You said at 200?
Well, roughly 200. The only time we ever got to weigh ourselves is if we went to sick call or medical. So the last time I weighed in the army was 200. Um, Granted, the army diet and exercise routine, like I'm probably not gonna be that much of a jawline and like sunken cheek kind of, but
Try and do that angle.
I don't even know what I'm doing there. I
Yeah, your cheeks are a little bit bigger
yeah.
and stuff. But yeah, that was Michael. I hate trying to click on something. Good gracious. That's so annoying. Okay, so that was Michael in the army. I'm gonna put that there with this weird guy looking down at his feet. Alright, and so yeah, we're both on keto, basically. I need to make sure his macros are correct and everything like that, and double check all that. I know he is calorie deficient and he doesn't meet his macros a lot of the days. Number 10, what is the first habit you changed at the start of your weight loss journey?
Snacking. That was one of the biggest things when I was thinking about starting it, that you kind of like snipped at me and were like, well, you snack all day, so you know that's good. And so when I decided to start this, I was like, all right, I won't snack all day.
Yeah.
And that's honestly one of the hardest things I've changed, because I love eating chips, not because I'm hungry, but because they taste good.
Yeah, his
And a
main
lot of
problem
stuff.
that really irritated the mess out of me was I'm hungry, wander around the kitchen, sit down, play on their phone for like 30 minutes to an hour. He's still hungry, he hasn't eaten anything. Then he gets up again, grabs 2 bags of chips. I'm like, that's not a meal. If you're hungry, you need to eat something. But he doesn't cook for himself. He doesn't, do any of that. His initial response is either to grab an easy snack that's crap and processed, or to go pick up something fast food or at a restaurant or have it delivered or something like that. And that was a huge that was when I started dieting, was like, how the hell am I going to diet if this is what I'm competing with? Like I constantly have somebody that's just going to go, oh, I'm hungry. I'm just going to make me like 3 bags of popcorn and sit here and eat it right next to you. Like, like it was
Oh my
a
god,
struggle
I
in the
miss
first 2
popcorn.
months. It was a struggle to diet next to this person's here. um, the first habit that I changed at the start of my weight loss journey, I think the big one was my portion sizes, because I would eat enough for like 4 people. And for me, measuring something out, it seems like nothing to me right now. And I just feel like I'm mentally still trying to, even in my 5th month of dieting, I'm mentally still like, I don't know what portion this is. I don't really want to weigh everything out. And recipes irritate the mess out of me. Yeah, that's why my very first video when I started dieting, I got the little kids plates, and
That I think helped tremendously with
yeah.
her visualizing portion sizes. Like she's on a regular plate now, but it's still the same portion sizes of it.
That's a struggle. Um, Number 11. What is your favorite body part? Be nice.
Like, or
That's what it says. What is your favorite
Uh,
body part?
okay, I'm gonna assume since this is a weight loss thing, is it like wanting to know what part you want to look good on your body, or I'm confused by that. I mean, I
Mm,
kind of said earlier my face. Like
yeah,
that's what's important to me to
your
look
face
good. That's the first
would be
thing
your favorite
somebody
body
else
part then.
sees when they see you.
I think
So,
my favorite body part, honestly, is my legs, and it is horrible the heavier I am because my legs, my thighs just they get massive and they break out in these like little red bumps. I don't know what they are. But I've noticed that since I've lost weight, the bumps have gone not completely away, but they've gone at least 90% away now. I'm pretty sure when I drop even more weight, they're going to go away completely. The cellulite look of it, I don't like. The stretch marks and the wrinkle, and I don't like any of that when I'm overweight. But when I'm thinner, I really like my legs, and that's why I used to wear like dresses and stuff all the time. And I haven't worn a dress in I don't even know how long. Um, Number 12. What are your non-scale goals? Well, I've already met my non-scale goal. I don't have another one yet. Other than to probably, I guess, be able to fit in clothes that isn't in that one hamper. That would be great.
I guess to say something different than the other things I've said for similar questions of that. My job requires me to crawl under houses sometimes, and I don't always easily fit.
So to be
Uh,
able to crawl in a crawl space
yeah, because not like
without struggling, I guess.
yeah, because a lot of people have pretty good sized crawl spaces, but then there's houses that have like a 2 foot crawl space, and it is hell. And I just feel like, well, maybe if it wasn't so big, I could fit in here better and get done with it faster.
Maybe. Um, all right, number 13. What makes losing weight so hard for you?
Working,
Yeah, because he can't
honestly.
exactly like meal plan and take it with him or anything.
I've been pretty lucky in that most of the days, there's a Taco Bell near me, and I can just get the protein power bowl with everything taken out
Yeah,
of it.
no carbs in it.
But there's also other times where there's just nothing near me. The other day, I just wound up eating some of my peanut snacks enough to make up a lunch because there was nothing for me to get for lunch.
Um, I think the hardest part about losing weight for me is the frustration that I can't exercise, that I'm always in pain with my back, and a lot of the times when I do step on the scale, like my brain sometimes still completely forgets you're losing inches and not just pounds. So focus on both, and then the whoosh effect stuff. Like there's so many things that go on when you diet that the scale doesn't represent all of it, and I seem to focus on the scale a lot. So if I hit a stall or something like that, I'm just like I kind of mentally beat myself up because like if I could just walk for 30 minutes, I could burn off 200 calories and I would be able to drop the weight better. Like it's really frustrating that I can't exercise. Um, so that's I mean that and the pandemic stuff going on, like I said, with the groceries.
Yeah.
I'd love to just go to the store as I need for, I can't do recipes right now because, I mean, how am I going to go out and get all the ingredients for each individual recipe? I can't do it all at once because I can't exactly meal plan. Oh, look at this cool recipe. Like I did this morning. I don't think I had enough heavy cream, but I made do with what I had. Number 14, what or number 14, would you or have you considered weight loss surgery?
I don't think I have.
You've never considered weight loss surgery? I don't think you were heavy enough. I mean, you're obese, but I don't think your BMI ever got that high. I did at one point last year, around August or so, July, August, and I actually went to a bariatric doctor. I got all the information, and my primary basically was like, no, I'm not going to approve you for that. I wasn't about to go searching for another primary when I have Medicaid. So, finding a doctor over here for an adult on the insurance that I have is near impossible. They don't cater to you at all, especially when it comes to weight loss. And I did a very stupid thing while I was trying to consider weight loss surgery before even seeing my primary care and getting the okay to even start considering all those options and stuff like that. I stupidly went to the bariatric doctor first. I stupidly took somebody's advice. I took more than one person's advice. I took a couple people's advice that was just like, go ahead and just gain the weight to get to the 40 BMI and they'll just automatically approve you. So I just ate everything in sight for like 2-3 months straight, and then I end up in December at 41 point something BMI, and my primary doctor is just like, no, you're just fat, eat a salad. Like, so it was very difficult to deal with. Um, and last question, number 15. What advice would you give to yourself at your highest weight?
Stop it.
Stop it. Would you listen to yourself, though?
No. No, I wouldn't. That's the problem. You know those McDonald's fries are bad for you. Stop it.
I don't like McDonald's. Blech, salty and thin, and there's nothing to
I
them.
like their fries because they're salty.
No, the best combination is Burger King fries with Cookout shake.
They're too thick.
Because they're thick. And you can pick up the shake.
I don't like their fries.
I do. I don't like McDonald's is nothing. I could eat a handful of that and it'd be done. Ugh. What advice would I give myself at the highest weight? Stop listening to other people's advice. Figure it out for yourself. Because everybody else, like, I didn't even notice this until I had already started dieting. Like 3 months into me dieting, I'm watching all these people that gave me dieting advice. They're still fat. They're still miserable. They're still complaining about being fat and miserable. They're still eating everything in sight. They're not taking, anybody's advice on how to lose weight. They're making excuses. They're complaining all the time. Like, I don't know. I did take some advices when I started dieting from people that have successfully dieted. But I've also heard, the military diet, eat some chicken and some rice. Well, rice is carbs, and I'm not active. I would gain more weight. That, and I have an issue with starches. I would overeat starches. Potatoes, rice, you name it. There's no limit to that with me. And the fact that my doctor put that on a meal plan at the beginning, too, to put starches in my diet, and fruit, like I've said in past videos, why would I take that advice? It's bad advice. Nobody knows my body better than me. I need to stop listening to other people. I will figure out what works and what doesn't work. And so far, this is working. I have not hit a stall for longer than a couple days. I'm still losing at least, like 0.4. Is the lowest I've lost so far in a week, but I'm dropping weight every week. I'm dropping something, even if it's 0.4. So that shows that it's working to me. So stop listening to everybody else. Just focus on what's working, is what I would tell myself. And that was the last question for the weight loss tag. And we are at 50 minutes of recording, which I do have to kind of edit a little bit. So I'm going to say bye for now, and I'm going to enter in our food accountability information really quick and everything like that so you guys can see it. I was going to put in my weight loss chart. Since our stay-at-home order has started, it was the middle of March, I believe, last month. I'm going to say the middle of March. I think since then I have lost 2, 3, 4, roughly 6 pounds. So the quarantine and stuff is not affecting my diet whatsoever. I'm sticking to it. I'm pushing through, and I'm not active at all. I'm sitting on my butt pretty much. I have not gone out and gone for a walk since the last river walk, and I don't plan to at this time. But as far diet is like 100% with me right now, and it's working because I'm sticking to it, and I'm kind of obsessing actually over all my macros and kind of driving myself a little nuts here, but it's working for me. As far as quarantine goes, you started right when quarantine started. I think you started dieting right when the order went out. Yeah, middle of March.
I, I,
So he's
yeah,
lost 14, 15 pounds since quarantine started. So dieting, quarantine hasn't affected him either. So I think we're doing pretty good.
I'm considered essential though, so I still work.
Yeah. So he's still worse. So if he gets sick, you know, that's probably not going to be very easy to deal with. All right. So I'm gonna enter in our stuff, and we will catch you guys in another video at another time.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.